So let's go ahead now and animate it, and we'll do that one step at a time. So I'll go down to my essential graphics and I'll start from here. Now we're not going to be doing our animation from right here. We're going to be doing animation from from effect and controls. Yeah, it has the power of animation. Just checking here. But let's go over here. So I'll go back to my editing workspace. Now, mind you, I could just work on just one workspace if I want to, but I prefer it this way. I just want all my options to be on one side of the screen. I don't want it duplicated and stuff like that. If I want it on one side of the screen, that's why I'm doing all of this. So yes, again, I have my lower third waiting for me to animate it. So let me just zoom in on that. Let me zoom in on that. So I have this over here. And so I'm going to start in here with this shape here, animating this shape here, depending on how I want it or how you want it. But what I want right now is I want this shape to move from outside into the scene, and the rest of this text to come outside from this shape here, from the bar over here. So let's get to it. First of all, mind you, you should know that this graphics over here that says CEO Azure Hub is what is here. Yeah, so that's what's there. It's same thing. Okay, so I'll go down here and then under my shape, this is my shape too. Click down and okay, let's see my appearance, my transform. We're going to be working with the transform. We're going to be working with the transform. Transform actually means you can change the position, the scale, the rotation, and opacity. They are all under there. You can change the position, the scale, the rotation, the opacity, and the anchor points. You could actually change that. And the reason why you have this icon over here is so that you can animate it. It's an olden days wristwatch. Yeah, it's an icon of an old days wristwatch. So it represents time. So I believe that's what it represents. So it represents time. So what I'll do first of all, because I need the animation to start right from the beginning of the clip, so I'm going to move down to the beginning here. Same thing here. Same thing happening here. It's happening here, as I mentioned earlier. So let me give some room here. Give myself some room here. Just move this down a bit, yeah, so I can see what's going on there. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm going to start it from my position right here. I'll create a keyframe here, right here, right here. I'll create a keyframe. Click, and then the keyframe is created here. What you see right here is called a keyframe. And now I'll go to the beginning of the frame, the beginning of that particular graphic here, and I'll create another keyframe, but this time it's going to be of the shape going outside the screen. The first keyframe I created right here is of the shape while it is here. And the second one is of it when it is outside. So I'm going to come here and then I move my position in the X direction, the X axis, which is horizontal. So move that way outside the screen. So if I play this, I push this button, play. Alright, you notice how this shape here moves into screen. Okay, let me just quickly go ahead and change the color of my fill. I'll make it black. Perhaps red. Make it red so it's more visible. Yeah, okay, cool. For the purpose of this anyway, so I would not have chosen red. Okay, cool. Alright, I went down to my appearance, change the color. Okay, so now if I play it, see how it moves in. So we animated the position while it is on screen and also created another keyframe of why it is off screen right behind. We're working with space and time here, mind you guys. So at this time right here, at this time or this frame, the shape is off the screen. But while we move to this time here, we'll create another keyframe of why the shape comes back into the screen. So that's what just happened here. So it goes like this. Alright, cool. But I still feel like it's a bit fast. You know what? Let me turn off my visuals here. Let me turn off this visual here. Perhaps that'll make it more visible. Cool. Yeah, that works. Alright. I just turned off the video, so I'll go back to my appearance and make this come back to my favorite color, white. I don't know. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna make it white again. I love white. Sorry, guys. Okay, we could change it anytime we want to. Anyway, so I just wanted that to be visible. So let me play. Okay, cool. So we have just this animated so far. Yeah, so I'll expand this a bit so we can see everything. And I'll move this keyframe a bit closer. The closer we move it, the less time it has in between. So it's actually going to achieve that movement faster. So I move it, the closer I move it to the other keyframe, the faster it will be. So faster, cool. Let's just say here. Okay, cool. All right, so that works for me. All right, so we could actually improve the movement, make this movement of the shape smoother. What I'm going to do is this: I'm going to click on this keyframe here, right click on it. I go down to my temporal interpolation and say easy in. Good. And so, all right, cool. I could come down to this one and say right click interpolation and say ease out. Nice. So the reason I do this is so that I'll have a smooth movement. That's the reason I do that. So to have a smooth movement. Cool. All right, nice. I think that works. Okay, cool. All right. So I just did my animation. I just finished my animation on the shape here, right? Just finished my animation on the shape. So let's go ahead now and do the animation on the text. Ihizwa, Matthias Ihizwa, and CEO. So both the animations they are going to be more similar. So I just hope we can get that. So I click on the animation on the text here, Matthias Ihizwa, because that's what I'm going to be working with. So let me just get my normal space here, fit in. And the first thing I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to add a max. Let me come down to this area here. Okay, cool. I'm going to add a max. And in case you don't know what a max is, a max actually hides visibility. It hides the visibility of an object, a text or a video, whichever one. Now it can only be viewed from either within the max. That object can either be viewed either within the max or outside the max. That's the only way you can view your an object that has max in it. So that's what I'm going to do, because I want this object now to be visible only within this space. That's what I want. So I'm going to do that so you see exactly what I'm saying. So I'll come down here, click on my drop down and click on this create 4-point polygon map. They have other marks here, right? But this is the particular one I want. So I'll click it, welcome. And so we have this 4-point polygon marks created. I'll come down here and hold my shift down so I can drag and drag. Okay, cool. Now you see the Matthias is becoming more visible because it's within the max now. So I'm going to expand this a bit more. Hold down your shift and then drag. So you come to the edges, this points here, where you see this arrow, this curve or rotation arrow, you hold on your shift and then this drag or double-sided arrow appears, you drag it. Good. Just so you don't miss that. I love you. I know you're having issues with that. That's why I'm saying this. So my feathering here are these dotted lines around it. I don't want any feathering at all. So I'm going to reduce my feathering down to 0 so I don't have that. Okay, cool. So now that we have that established, we have a max on our Matthias, meaning that Matthias is only visible within that box. That means if I drag Matthias outside that box, it should not be visible. Only within the box is Matthias visible, and that's what we call a max. I could go ahead and invert my max over here. If I click that, it means now that Matthias can only be visible outside the box. Okay, hope we get that. So I bring this back to invert. Cool. So we don't want the marks in there. I'll click here. And now let's go down to our transform. Right? Remember transform, that's what we worked with the other time, and we said transforming actually helps us with it helps us to move positions, to animate positions and stuff. So I'll go down here, and then the first thing I'll do is I'll click on my position. Mind you, I'm working with what I have, the keyframes I have of the shape here first. I'm working with that. So I come here, click my position of while is on screen. I want the position of while is on screen to be registered. Pardon? It's registered, it's on screen. Now outside, I come out here and I drag my guy outside the screen. Just keep going. Alright, keep going. Oh, cool. Now another keyframe is created for it outside the screen. So what I'll do, I'll click here, right click, interpolation, ease in. Very simple. Click here, right click, interpolation, ease out. Now the only reason I do that is because it makes the transition or the animation smoother. Alright, cool. So that's what we have from there. Okay, but I want the animation should actually flow this way. This shape here should come in first, and then Matthias comes out of it. So I'll drag this here. I just hold and drag and have this box to cover both of the keyframes. So I hold and drag, make sure the box covers the keyframe. Cool. And then I move this out here. Cool. So this comes in, then the text goes out of it. Good. That's what I want. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. Just move this a bit down. Bit backward a bit, sorry. Just move backwards a bit. H to have my hand. I don't know why my system is acting up, but there's God, and God is good. So I'll move this down a bit backwards. Cool. So now play. Oh, nice. Alright, cool. So that's the animation we have there. And the last animation we actually have to work on is this. And as I said before, we're just going to be repeating process, so no biggie. So I'll come down here and I'll go to my Matthias, which is this here. Remember, we have a max of Matthias here we created. So I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy it, Control C, copy that effect, and go down to my CEO here and paste the effects. So if I drop down, I see that same max here also. Okay, one other interesting thing I could do is to also copy the same animation that I did here for Matthias. I'll just come and copy my transform, the animation that is under my transform here. Copy it, Control C. Okay, I'll just drop down and go to CEO here, my transform here. I think I want it somewhere around here, and I'll paste it, Control V. Okay, Control, sorry. Okay, good. And then Control V. All right. So, oh, okay. All right. So that didn't work. It didn't work the way I expected it to work. Yeah, the animation actually did applied, but it just giving us. It took the CEO is hub down to the same position as the Matthias is hub. Man, yeah, we do have to try things out and stuff. Yeah, so that's what I just did. So let's go ahead and create its own position and stuff. So as much as we can actually duplicate, or as much as we can actually duplicate the animation that we have on this project, we also need to, I feel like it's cool that we experiment with these things one way or the other. So if you notice this icon here, the animation icon here, I'll call it that, is highlighted blue, which means that there's an animation on top of it. Cool. But yet we can see any keyframes here. If you notice down here too, you'll find out that this is blue because there are keyframes here. Cool. So, but why is there a keyframe here? There's no keyframe here, but this animation icon is highlighted, and if I click on it, it doesn't add anything for me. It just, like, disappears and stuff. So I'm just going to note it out to you guys. Whenever you see this, it means that, okay, this is an active animation, right? And you need to create a keyframe. Instead of clicking here and then maybe clicking back on it to get this, you could actually just click here. Yeah, you could actually just click here to bring it back. and stuff. So let's just go ahead now and do. So this comes out. Remember what we did initially, you have to drag this outside the animation, the screen rather. So it goes off the screen. And one last thing, right click, temporal interpolation, is it in? Good, good. Temporal interpolation is out. Nice. So we have that done, and we have lower third ready. So you can see. Cool. All right. So that's what we have over there. And let me see if I can make this a bit smoother. Let me see. I just have to. I think this is a bit slow, so I want to make it faster a bit. So right click and then just maybe me. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, but just maybe me. Right. Okay. So perhaps also one little addition or multiplication. Sorry, one little addition. I don't know why I said multiplication there, but okay. So transform here. I want a little delay from the second text. So I'm just going to drag this out a bit. Yeah, so it delays. So I don't want it to come in almost the same time as that one. So I need that delay. Okay. So a little bit more. Sorry. Alright, cool. Alright, okay, cool. So that works for me. So now we have the intro of our lower third. Alright, we have the intro of our lower third when it comes in. I'll come here, go to my effect controls, go to my motions, reduce the scale. Okay. Oh, sorry, let me do that for the graphics instead. For the vector, reduce the scale. Sorry, let me sec. We have just too many options for this one little function. I'm looking for the best one. They both do the same thing. I think I'll do it on the fix and the vector motion. Reduce the scale, and then yeah, put it where I want it to be, right here. Okay. Maybe reduce it a bit more, maybe around 70. It's okay. Alright, cool. So it's more visible and it's right on the guy we want it to be. Okay, cool. Alright, so this means our max has changed. So let me just quickly do that. No biggie, no biggie. I just have to go and change the position of our max in both of them. So just give me a sec. Click here, max, move our max to the right position, right on top of the line. Okay, cool. Alright, nice. And also do that for the second one. This actually moved because of the aspect that we actually, I think we'll move this from vector, should have moved this on video instead. So all the effects and the text and everything should move alongside. So okay. Alright, so we have that. So the next thing we're going to do is this. We have how the text moves in. Let's just quickly run how the text moves out. So because over here the text just disappears. The text just disappears. We don't want that to happen. So let's do a thing where the text actually rolls out, same way it had done for this other one. So I'll collapse this. I'll drop down here so we can see all our animation. I'll drag here this blue ribbon over here. Yeah, cool. Drag it out over here. Cool. Good. That gives us an indication of how long or the duration of our intro. So I'll come down back to graphics here. And guys, just watch what I do. I'm basically going to be repeating the same process. Edit. Our intro here indicates 2 seconds. Oh, sorry, 1 second and 1 second and 8 nanoseconds. So millisecond. I'm not so sure which one it is, but then again, I'll just come here, click. This is 1 second. It's all right. So this is 1 second because we want the duration of our outro to be of the same timing. So once I do this, it reflects here. Press enter, so it reflects over here. It reflects over here. So we have our intro and our outro. Very simple, no biggie. So I'll go back to my editing because I just want just this area. I don't want this area to show. So come back here and I'll copy and paste the transitions here, back here. So starting with my CEO, click here, go down to the transforms. This is my in, Control C, I paste my in, sorry, my position while it's still on the frame, Control C, Control V is right here. And say, okay, from here to here, it stays in the same position from here to here. And then around somewhere here, we want it to go out. Remember, this is the keyframe for while the text was outside the screen. So it comes here and they will say over. We're copying this keyframe of outside the screen and pasting it up here. So we'll do the same thing for the others. We'll do the same thing for the others. And I'll move this a bit in. Cool. Good. Okay. Let's do that for the others. So let's just go and do that for Matthias Ehiswa. Source, transform, and just copy. Control C, Control V. Drag this here, same position as that. Control C, Control V. Maybe a little lag. I like the lag. So and then for the shape, transform. Okay. Control C, Control V. Now I want the shape to move last. That's the reason why it's a bit away from these other ones. So Control C, Control V for while it's in, and then Control C, Control V for while it goes out. Okay, cool. All right, nice. Okay, cool. So we have that animation there, and let's play it. Intro. Outro. Okay, cool. So we have outro. Cool. So we have that verified. So let's assume the lower third, which is this that we have here, is too short. We can make it longer. We'll drag it, and then this area also expands. We don't need to start adjusting the keyframes here. That area of it also expands. So it comes in and then stays as long as we want. And as soon as it gets to this outro side, it goes out. So you can expand it for as long as we want. And this area also is going to expand. All right. Okay, guys. I hope you get that part of it. Okay. Yeah, so in our next class, we're going to be talking about all the text animations, how to move with other motions, other shapes, and also perhaps talk on some other video effects and audio effects that we can add to our visuals. Thank you very much, guys.